Hello students, my name is Dabarshana Raut. I'm lecturer in computer science. In our today's slide, we will be discussing about the multidimensional array. In our previous slides, we have already discussed about one-dimensional array or known as linear array. So what is multidimensional array? It is a type of array having more than one subscript variable. The multidimensional array are also known as matrix. It can be defined as the array having more than one subscript. Basically, array we will be discussing is divided into three categories. It is first of all, it is one dimensional array or linear array. Secondly, it is two-dimensional array, and we will be discussing at the last three-dimensional array. So first let's start with one-dimensional array. The linear array or one-dimensional array is that in which the element of the array are referred by only one subscript. In two-dimensional array, each elements in the array are referred by two subscripts. Basically, here two subscript used or the two-dimensional dimensions used are m and n. So here m refers to basically the number of rows and the n refers to the number of columns. So let's say there is a array A with the collection of m and n data elements such that each element is specified by a pair of integers. So the m is the number of rows and n is the number of columns, and the pair of integers can be said as j and k. So this j and k are each and every combination of row and column, or we can say it as subscripts. So what are the properties of this integers? That the integer j and k, it should be greater than 1 or greater than equal to 1, that is it should be a positive number, and it should be less than the number of rows or number of columns. So here is the property that j is greater than equal to 1 but less than equal to the total number of rows, that is m, whereas k, which is number of columns, is greater than 1 and less than equal to n, that is number of columns. So here the two-dimensional array are represented with a syntax int a in brackets m and n. Here int is the data type, a is the name of the linear array, and m and n are the total number of rows and columns in the two-dimensional array. The elements of an array with first subscript m and second subscript n will be denoted as a of mn, either in this way as it is written in this way, or we can also write as a of mn in square brackets. So two-dimensional array are called matrix and can be also known as tables, or can be also represented in tables, as we have the mn as rows and columns. So let's see how it is represented. So here is a summary point of two-dimensional array explaining that how it is represented in a matrix form. So here we can see it uses subscript variable, that is 2. The declaration format or the declaration syntax is name of the array and number of rows and number of columns. So here we can see 3 is the number of rows and 4 is the number of columns, and the total array has number of cells, that is m into n, 12 cells here in this case. So how it is represented in matrix form? Here we can see it is nothing but a combination of rows and column. We have 3 rows and 4 columns here. The first element is represented as first row and first column, or we can say zeroth row and zeroth column. Similarly, here the cell represents the zeroth row and first column. Next, it represents zeroth row with second column, and here it says zeroth row with third column. Similarly, each and every cell has been represented with their position. As in, we can take one example of this, as it is a of 1 2, that is it is of first row or one row. This is the zeroth row and this is first row with second column, as it is zeroth column, one column and second column, or first column and second column. So this is how a 2D array or two-dimensional array is represented in matrix form. Basically, we will continue with memory representation of a two-dimensional array. Let A be a two-dimensional array with Mn matrix or M cross N matrix. A is represented graphically in the format of two-dimensional matrix having M number of rows and N number of columns. But practically, two-dimensional array is sorted in memory like one-dimensional array only, or like a linear array only. So two-dimensional array is sorted in memory either in by row or by column method. So let's see, if it is sorted in row, so it is known as row major order, or if it is sorted in column, it is known as column major order. Array may be represented in row major form or column major form. In row major form, all the elements of the first row are printed, then the elements of the second row are printed, then it continues up to the last row. Similarly, in column major form, all the elements of the first column are printed, then the elements of the second column are printed, and so on up to the last column. So here is an example of printing of row measure and column measure in basically increasing order of digits. So here we can see that how it is printed. So it have elements from 1 to 9. First, we can see it is printed in row measure form, so that the elements are printed in this format, that the first row will be printed, that is 1 2 and 3. Secondly, the second row will be printed, that is 4 5 and 6, and at the last row will be printed, that is 7 8 and 9. So here we can say 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 8 9. We have the representation of row major form here. Similarly, in column major form, obviously the column will be printed, first column will be printed first, that is the first column is arranged in this form, that is 1 2 3. Next, second column 4 5 6, and finally the last column, that is 7 8 and 9 here. So this is how basically arrays are represented in row major form and column major form. Next, basically, if we consider a array, it is stored in a contiguous memory location. We already know that array, each and every element are stored in contiguous memory location. So we will see that how it is stored in a contiguous memory location. So after elements of, before going to the memory location, we already know the elements are sorted either row wise or column wise. So if it is stored as row wise, the memory locations will be different for each and every element. And if it is stored column wise, then the memory locations will be different for each and every element. After the elements, so we will be discussing about the row wise sequence. So if the first element, that is 0th row and 0th column, is stored in 4000, the next element of that row, that is 0th row and first column, will be stored in the next location according to the size of the data type. Okay, so after the elements of first row are sorted in appropriate memory location, elements of next row will be stored in their corresponding memory locations. So how we will be finding out the basic memory address calculation? So basically the memory address calculation is the memory address for the next element will be the previous element plus the size of the data type. So as simple, the 0th row and 0th column is at 4000. The 0th row and first column will be at 4002. The 0th row and second column will be at 4004. Similarly, we will be coming to the next row, that is first row and 0th column at the next memory location, that is 4006. The first row and first column at 4008 location, the first row and second column at 4010, and so on. So here each and every element are located as in memory location with the corresponding row wise format. Next, we will be discussing the next slide, that is how to find out the address of any specified location in the array. So we already know in linear array, we don't need to keep the track of each and every element in the array. So what we need to do, we need to keep the track of the base address only or the address of the first element only, and so on. We can get any location of the array or address of any location of the array. Similarly, here we can also find the address of any specified location of the two-dimensional array with the help of the row measure order address formula and column measure order address formula. So the row measure order address formula is array. J is any row and any column. K is any column. We can find its location, memory location, by the formula base address of the array plus W whole into n, that is total number of rows, multiplied by j minus 1 plus k minus 1. So j and k are the elements here, or the row and column here. Similarly, column measure order address is the base address of the array plus W. W is the word size, or we can say the memory size of each element, and m whole into k minus 1 plus j minus 1. So this is the formula to find out the specified location of an array. Here W is the word size, n is the number of rows, and m is the number of column. J and k are the row and column for which we want to find out the memory location. So this much for this slide. I think this is understandable to you all. In our next slides, we will be discussing about next multi-dimensional array, that is three-dimensional array. Thank you.